Hello everyone and welcome back. Doric is sleeping at the minute. I haven't woken him up yet, so just bear with me. Doric, buddy, come on, it's time to wake up.
What's that? More venturing?
Alright, that's enough of that. Hi, welcome back. I was like, do I incorporate light RP elements into this series? But I immediately got embarrassed. But yes, this is what Doric's been up to since the last episode, which I recorded yesterday. So yeah, we're back. We're back in Karanos, although we are going to take a quick trip up to Ironforge for a spot of shopping. We want to learn our two professions, and we want to get to shopping. Actually, there's not really much else we're going up there for. I guess to set our Hearthstone. I always say Hearthstone. I think it's meant to be Hearthstone. But whatever. I'm still going to call it Hearthstone, let's be real. I can't remember if we said it back at the end there. I don't think we did. I did just get done editing episode 2, and I feel quite encouraged because episode 1 is currently live, and you know, it's doing okay. It's got a like on it, which is huge for me. People like the video, that makes me smile. We're still working with hobby numbers here. But yeah, people seem to like the first video, and I just watched the second one back, and I remember in the moment thinking that it was a little bit rambly, you know, but actually it felt quite cozy in my opinion anyway. So I'm going to try and keep up those vibes of just, you know, we're just playing WoW. It's a good time. It doesn't need to be packed full of action or jokes or whatever. It can just be a chill time. If I can help emulate the feeling of playing WoW, or maybe playing WoW with a friend. Yesterday when I was here, someone was creating a lot of clockwork boxes. Now today, Fozo is creating lots of rough grinding stones. I don't normally run around the city with this chat window open, so this stuff is charming. I don't know. It's nice to see people at work, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, what professions are we gonna have here on Doric? I'm thinking mining and blacksmithing, nothing too crazy. So let's go and learn those. I did, after recording, hop on to an alt that I made during Burning Crusade, because I realised, oh, paladins are actually playable now in Cataclysm. At least if you're playing DPS. Yeah, I just couldn't really get into it. I think I just want to play on Doric, and I just want to do this video series is the main thing I want to do with WoW Cataclysm right now. Hey Golnir, I'm going to buy a mining pick from you before I forget that I need that. Oh, we never opened the pouch. We never opened the Mountaineer's pouch. Alright, it came with armor. We are continuing the trend of forgetting to equip our new armor. That is not good. Also, I should probably sell some of our old stuff. Although, we'll hop by the bank, because I do like to hold on to my starter gear as a little sentimental thing. If I happen to play this character a lot, it will be fun to have my original armor. I'm going to keep the two-handed axe just in case we change our minds on what we're doing there. But yeah, we got more inventory space now, which is nice. I don't think we need to worry too much about healing items in this version of the game at this stage. There's jewel crafting. Where is the blacksmithing? But yeah, the reason I mentioned my other character is because I was considering professions on her, and she was going to be a jeweler or jewel crafter or whatever it's called in this game. I play so many. Oh, there's the guy who was making all the grinding stones and copper bars. Anyway, I play so many MMOs, I've kind of like started to mix the different profession names together when they mean the same thing. But where are we? Where are we going? Blacksmithing. Oh, of course it's over here. I forgot the giant forge in the center of Ironforge. The thing that the city is named after. I forgot all about it. Hello. Oh, did we learn mining? Oh, what am I doing? Alright, I'm going to learn mining first, because it's going to bother me if the gathering profession is not our first profession. Bear with me. This time I'm not going to put a picture of a bear on the screen who will be with me because I don't repeat jokes, and also that might be scary. People might be deathly afraid of bears. Hey there. How's it going? Thank you. I can't promise to be good, but I can try my best. I wish it worked this way in the real world. You just want to learn a skill, you just hand someone 10 coppers, which here in England would be 10p, and then you just suddenly know the basics. That would be wonderful. Just instantaneously. But that brings me to the sponsor of today's video. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, don't worry. That would have been an excellent segue though. Just saying. Anyone want to steal that? You're more than welcome to. Except then it would be artificial and manufactured, which probably isn't what you want to go for. Oh hey look, the Worgen are in town. How's it going? Me old chums. So yeah, I've settled on a name for this series. This specific series is called Doric's Quest, because he's called Doric and he's on a quest. And as I named it that, I realized that the reason Doric sounded like a good dwarf name is because in RuneScape there is a dwarf called Doric, spelt differently, and there's a famous quest line called Doric's Quest. Not Doric's Quest, just Doric's Quest. I stuttered for a minute there, I stammered. Very embarrassing, but we'll get past it. As long as I don't call attention to it, I think we'll be fine. That's the auction house over there, isn't it? And the bank's in here. Yeah. Yeah, I know where things are in World of Warcraft. Alright. Let's put my original... Oh, we didn't buy a hammer for the blacksmithing. Oh, no, we got it. We got to go back that way anyway. It's fine. I don't think there's anything else we want to do in Stormforge? Ironforge right now. It's because I read the word Stormpike. That's why I tripped up on that. But yeah, so this particular series is called Doric's Quest. Obviously the one that focuses on Doric questing kind of makes sense, right? But it's also a style of video which I am calling second screen adventures, because as I mentioned previously, the vibe I'm going for is you stick me on your second monitor and I'm just here to keep you company throughout your day. How's that? Hopefully I'm good at that. Hopefully I am a worthwhile investment of your attention, or I guess like 10% of your attention. This is kind of... Oh, there we go, there's a hammer. This isn't like an original idea. I follow Josh Strife Hayes, for instance, and he often talks about being second screen content or second monitor content. But it's just, you know, it's nice. I usually play games like RuneScape or Brighter Shores, like games that require very little like active thinking. Usually I play them with like an audiobook or a podcast going on at the same time. I'm not really a big live stream guy, but I know people like live streams and they like having them up to keep them company throughout the day. I'm pretty sure I've over-explained the premise, but that's the premise here in episode 3. But yeah, I was just struck when I edited episode 2 of how cozy it felt. So hopefully I can keep that up. Anyway, we're going to be going back to Karanos now and continuing our quests over there. I think I picked up everything already, so... Yeah, I guess we'll do the beer-basted boar ribs, not the beer-boasted bear ribs. That was almost a tongue twister, but we got past it. Gonna actually play some World of Warcraft, smacking bears about as revenge for scaring us in the previous video. Although it does seem to be mostly here, so I guess they're just off the road. Oh, I guess... Why am I talking about bears? I just mentioned that it's not bears. Oh no, how silly. I look silly now. I don't want to look silly. You can't go around this way. I am just all over the place right now. But yeah, in terms of cozy YouTube or cozy YouTubers, I've recently started following a YouTuber called Thomas Howell, who mostly talks about books, sometimes talks about video games, and I guess maybe subconsciously part of that informed what I want to do with this series as well, because he's just lovely, to be frank. He's just very pleasant in how he talks about, you know, books and his interests. Just very calm, very, I guess, intentional. And yeah, I thought that's something I wouldn't mind bringing to a YouTube series. I wonder what makes a crag boar different to a regular boar. Are we at a crag right now? Anyway, we found the gnomes. This is where they've been hiding. I'm not sure I did pick up every quest. It's fine. We'll do these and then we'll go back to Karnos to hand in. We don't have to worry about being hyper efficient because we're just enjoying our travels. Is it me or is that rabbit huge? Like, I know I'm a dwarf, don't get me wrong. But should it be that big? It's bloody giant. Well, it's a hare. I guess that might be part of it. Hares are a bit bigger than rabbits, but not by much. I think, anyway. I'm not an expert. I didn't even know the difference between hares and rabbits until recently, visually. But if you ever wonder, rabbits are cute. Hares are like wild rabbits. It's the only way I know how to explain it visually. They just have longer limbs and less fluffiness and less round, cute, chubby cheeks. That's how I would distinguish the difference between rabbits and hares. There's probably a whole host of scientific explanations that are a more accurate depiction of the differences between the two species, but, you know, I didn't listen to that part of science class. In fact, science class was not the most productive of my school classes. I was always in quite a chaotic class with a teacher who, unfortunately, was not great at handling the class's chaos. And so, not a lot of learning got done, which was unfortunate. Because I was, weirdly, scientifically... I don't know about scientifically minded. In fact, usually I'm the first person to say that I'm not scientifically minded. But in primary school, we did, and that's like elementary school for people who aren't British, we did these tests called SATs. And I remember, I can't remember if it was year 5 or year 6 that we did it. Year 6 is the last year of primary school. But I got... I think the scores were like 4.2, 4.5, 4.8, 5.2, 5.5, 5.8. And like 4 was kind of like a C, and 6 was like an A, I imagine. I don't remember. It's been 20 years, damn it. And I remember I was so surprised because I got like I think it was like a 4.8 in maths, a 5.2 in English, which I kind of expected, and then a 5.5 in science. And to this day, I don't know why, because I've never really enjoyed science. I've never really had a passion for it. I guess except superficially in terms of, wow, space is cool. Look at space. Isn't that wild? I mean, I've kind of been going off about that over the last year or so specifically. But in terms of personal interest, science has never been one of mine. And I guess it's a shame because I probably had some potential to be good at science, and then probably not entirely my teacher's fault, let's be honest. Yeah, that kind of went away. But hey, I got my C at GCSE. I bet I couldn't do that again. I bet if you gave me my GCSE exams again, I would not be able to get a C anymore in science. But I guess you won't be able to get the grades you had for most of them, because a lot of it was testing your knowledge in things you learned over the previous 2 years. And yeah, when it's been 10 years since you've done that, you're not going to remember most of that stuff. It's weird, isn't it, how they test your intelligence. It's all kind of smoke and mirrors at the end of the day. Like, I know people who got far worse grades than me that I would say are smarter than me. And I also know of people who got better grades than me that have made some very silly decisions in their lives. Although that sounds very judgmental, I don't actually have anyone specific in mind. I'm just trying to round out what I'm talking about here. But yeah, intelligence is kind of a nebulous thing to measure, I think. A little bit more than we're willing to admit as a society. Rhapsody malt. What are we doing with this? Oh, okay. This is just telling me there are boars in the area. I need to buy the Rhapsody malt from the tavern. Cool. Sometimes you do need to read the quest text. Sometimes it's not quite as copy-paste as you're expecting it to be. Sometimes you kill a Frostmane Snowstrider for no reason, and then sometimes you realise that actually it's not for no reason, because you do still have a quest to kill a bunch of them. I'm used to being able to hover over them and see a little tooltip telling me they're part of a quest that I need to do, but hey, we can manage. I wonder if anyone's ever made an add-on for Retail WoW which like takes out all the helpful little quest extras like for tooltip and like the mini-map stuff to try and give more of a classic experience to questing in retail. That would be interesting, doing that and seeing how viable that is, because nowadays quest text won't account for that. It won't say, oh, the trolls are over on Shimmer Ridge to the east or wherever this is from Coronos. I think I'm right. West. I always get my east and west mixed up, damn it. It's mostly north, but don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. I'm not gonna. I certainly didn't going into this conversation. What the hell were we talking about? Yeah, intelligence. Hard thing to measure. Sometimes you have to make a World of Warcraft questing series, and when you ramble your thoughts out loud, that is when the measure of your intelligence is truly found, and it is left wanting. Just because you know some interesting long words doesn't mean you're good at using them. In fact, something I've found more and more as I've been aging, I suppose, these last few years, is I stumble over my words more than ever. I find it harder to, like, form sentences, it feels like, than I used to. Not in, like, a major worrying, go talk to your doctor way, but I feel like I just fumble my words more than I used to, and it can actually get quite frustrating. But I guess that's what happens when you're near where the gnomes live, because the gnomes are full of brain-altering issues. Does this guy have a quest? Sorry, does this lass have a quest about taking something to Coronos? She should do, right? That's part of a... Yeah, bound for Coronos. That's part of a template. I don't know how I'm going to title each episode yet, by the way. Like I say, I have not yet uploaded episode 2. Episode 1, I just called... Oh, I don't even remember what I called episode 1. Oh no, the brain meat really is going stale. Anyway, we could do quest titles. You know, it needs to be something clickable, of course, because we are competing with thousands of other YouTubers and an algorithm which is dispassionate and uncaring. I should, if I really want to be getting ahead, I should be plastering this thumbnail with people's faces in shock and titles that are like, "You won't believe what we found while questing through Dunmoreau in Cataclysm Classic." That would get me thousands of views. But there's a little thing called artistic integrity that gets in the way of that. Do you have that shimmerweed? I'm not reading the quest text. What am I doing? I'm not doing that. Buddy, I'm not listening. Oh, hey, we got our first gloves. Nice. Boop. Our hands will no longer be cold. I hate these gloves, by the way, because they are clearly made to slot into a chest plate, which is of a similar width to where the gloves are, but because I'm not wearing that chest plate, it looks like I'm just wearing giant gloves. They just look giant. Are they even plate? They don't even look like they're plate, but I'm sure I checked. They're male. That's what I mean. Male. We can't wear plate yet. See what I mean? I'm freaking tripping over my dang words. And it's a bad time. Frostmane aggression. Oh no. Good thing we dealt with that. Welcome, Glenna.
Safe travels.
Safe travels to you, Glenna. Oh yeah, we need to buy the Rhapsody malt before I forget. Before I forget. I was going to start singing that song, but I don't remember the lyrics. I was a something before I could think. I don't know. I don't know. Let's buy some bread. Or not buy. Let's collect some bread for our efforts. Oh, I should probably start tracking ores, right? Find minerals. Jesus, Marie. Yeah. I do find, you know, I've never really gotten so into professions in this game that I've been making endgame gear and making bank on the auction house. Did I call it the Grand Exchange earlier? I might have called it the Grand Exchange earlier. My apologies. Like I say, I play too many MMOs. Oh, Rhapsody Malt. Right, fuck. Oh no. This video really is highlighting my short attention span. My inability to focus on tasks. Rhapsody Malt, please. It's made worse, as I mentioned, by the fact that I'm also recording and doing commentary while I play. Who am I handing this into? Ragnar Thunderbrew at Shimmer Ridge. Where are you, Ragnar Thunderbrew at Shimmer Ridge? Oh, here you are. We ran right past you. Here you go, buddy. Wow, we're now, friendly? That would be friendly, right? We're now honored with Ironforge. Nice. Ah, yeah, I guess we start out as friendly. Kind of weird if you didn't. If you were born a dwarf and Ironforge was indifferent to you. That would be, not great leadership. Ideally, you want your leaders to care about you. But I guess that's a pretty low bar, but it's not one that most people manage to pass these days. We're killing Wendigos, we're conveying orders, and we're pilfering supplies. I think this is in the caves down here, right? Caranos? I don't know, can you? It's a good question. Dunmorrow? Okay, I won't. Thanks, man. Good advice. For Grizzled Den, I've got nothing. I'm out of dumb jokes for that one. Ah, it's a young Wendigo. Oh! We haven't got our level 6 skills yet, I don't think, have we? Yeah, we don't have Rend. We're missing Rend. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. 'Tis not the end of the world. Where's the entrance? No! Boar! How could you kill that poor, defenseless boar? I guess no boars are defenseless, they all have tusks. They all have inbuilt weapons of war. But yeah, I was thinking as well with the whole second screen adventures thing, it doesn't have to be dependent on World of Warcraft. Like, obviously Doric's Quest is the one we're focusing on right now, and it's a series we're going to focus on for the foreseeable future. But last year I went for a phase where I was just like playing a bunch of different like seeds here MMOs. And I think it could be fun to like play Rift or something as like a second screen adventure, and we're kind of like exploring it together. It might provide more talking points because it's a game I haven't played for thousands of hours already, and therefore I will have observations on things which show up. That does sound perilously close to a Let's Play, which I've never been able to keep up with, as opposed to just a cozy, as you feel like it, go and quest through a game you're familiar with series, but it might be fun to experiment with all the same. Why aren't you showing up on the minimap? Okay. You saw me click this, right? Is this bugged? Yeah, this is bugged. I click that, and it doesn't show up as a tick, but we can see through the icon and through the minimap that it is now enabled, and when we open it again, it is ticked. That is interesting. That is strange. I wonder if the World of Warcraft Cataclysm Classic team are aware of this bug. Maybe I should write a bug report. I did that for a while, actually. I was writing bug reports about things I came across in game. I just thought, it might be helpful. but I don't know how helpful that truly was. Hey! That Wendigo gave me more trouble than I expected. That was rude. Hey, buddy! With Victory Rush I can do anything. Maybe it's because I don't have Rend. I think they rank up automatically in Kata, right? There's no like spell ranks in this version of the game that you have to learn at a trainer. I don't know who I'm asking. By the time this is live, it'll be probably a week and a half from now, if we're going to do once every Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see how many of these I record. I might need to get through some more in editing at a faster rate. But I also don't want this to become my entire life, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't believe you pilfered. You dang pilferer. I don't know if it's worth doing Victory Rush when I don't need healing. 42 damage. Oh, actually, yeah, it is. Nice. It's like double the damage of Strike. Take that. Take that. Wendigo. More like Wendigon. Hey, Mountaineer Dunstan. You keep working on that arm that you injured. That's a Xenoblade Chronicles reference. We could talk about Xenoblade actually. I haven't played most of them. I've played a little bit of the first game, and I originally watched a Let's Player called Chugga Conroy. I watched his Let's Play of Xenoblade Chronicles, and he got to a point, and I was like, I think I want to play this game for myself. It looks really cool. And I ended up purchasing the game, oh God, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago now, and playing up to that point, and then I burned out on the game because I had just played through content that I already had watched someone else play through. And then I came back to it not too long ago, and I came up against a boss fight which... I might just do this. I came up against a boss fight which required me to have members in my party to damage it that I did not know about ahead of time, and therefore it was not fun having to slowly die to the boss, run all the way back, and do it again. But eventually the other night I did just, you know, I think I like rage quit for a week. I didn't really rage quit, but I just gave up for like a week, and then I think it was a couple nights ago I went back to it, and I just did it while I was talking to some friends on a call. So I should continue to play it. I guess if anyone's wondering, let's... I might die here. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We're fine. Do we have any food? I think I sold all my food. Okay, no, we got some bread. It's fine. I'm just trying to remember where the final guy is. Alright. This way, probably. But yeah. I'm trying to think of how to say where I am without spoilers. I guess I can just say Telefia, and people will probably know. But yeah. It's a fun game, and I really like the story that I've seen so far. It kind of scratches the Final Fantasy XIV MSQ itch, if you know what I mean. I guess because... Oh dear, I really am going to die here. I should stop underestimating these Wendigos. I might be okay. Okay, we're fine. I didn't have a single doubt in my mind that I would be fine. But yeah, because Xenoblade Chronicles X has come out now, and everyone's talking about it, it's kind of made me, you know, think about Xenoblade again. I want to find this dang Mountaineer before the end of the video. Where are you? Where are you? Are you over here? You are not over here. Okay. Alright. Well, we have hit the time limit, so I am going to have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of Doric's quests, and I'll catch you back here for episode 4 when we will find the last Mountaineer. I better hurry up with this outro, because this Wendigo is going to respawn. See you later.